Now let's get into the craziest match of the night, maybe of the year. I don't know. This was bonkers. It was Darby Allin challenging Samoa Joe for the AEW TNT Championship, and Christ.
So many spots that I got it mixed up with the damn Battle Royal. You know what I mean? Like, it was just all over the place. And we've said this. I mean, Darby Allin is not afraid of anything, but to the level where you're kind of like, yeah, man, but you should be. You should have a little more paranoia.
I'll tell you what. This is how I honestly felt after this whole segment, and we'll kind of break down what happened. But I legitimately felt like I just want to give him a hug. I just want to give him a hug and some ice cream and be like, bro, it's cool, man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's gonna be okay. Yeah. Like man, I don't know what happened where you feel the need to like do all this for attention and love, but man.
Yeah. And I don't even need to know.
I don't need to know,
but
okay. But I'm telling you, we can beat it, bro. Like, you know what I mean? We're here for you. You can just beat you.
So some of the crazy spots here is we get the Darby Allin suicide jump through the ropes, and Samoa Joe does his patented step off like this fucking idiot. We got that. I thought that was great. We get another moment where Samoa Joe throws Darby's head into the ring post, which damn near I really thought knocked him out from the way he kind of fell to the ground, like kind of flew in the air and then fell lifeless on the ground. And then Samoa Joe kind of takes some offense from Darby Allin. Darby Allin then goes for his coffin drop. That goes right into a rear naked choke. Samoa Joe wins the match. But I think we would both agree the moment of the night, or the moment of this match, and maybe moment of the night, was post-match. Darby Allin gets up and is like, I told you you'd have to kill me, you son of a bitch. And Samoa Joe is like, all right, then I will. He headbutts him, turns the damn skateboard the other way around, wheels up, and then does the muscle buster to where the rolling of the wheel hits his lumbar. His lumbar was fucked after this, man.
If anybody's ever, touched a skateboard, that is like hard steel, the base for those, like where those wheels are, whatever they call that. That is,
I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Ridiculous. And I don't see the benefit of it, right? Like, I don't see why, like, if you're Darby Allin, like, I mean, yes, but you can accomplish a spot like that without actually potentially leaving yourself with a paralyzed, because you broke your spine. Like,
again, I think
at least Jackass had stunt coordinators, man. Like,
yeah, but like, again, I think he just needs a hug. Yeah, so Samoa Joe does the muscle buster.
Who was flexing at one point from all of this.
Yeah. Well, that's when he knocked him out. Knocked him out, and then they're starting to do the count, and he's like, check this out right here. Look at all this. Look at all this fat. Love it. But then after he does the muscle buster, again, he had already won the match, does the muscle buster. Then he puts him again in a choke, and here comes Wardlow. Samoa Joe then cowers out. Now, I get that, because this was an AEW title match, AEW TNT title match. Samoa Joe is your AEW TNT champion. I will say this. We left that segment with, man, Samoa Joe and Wardlow. Looking forward to that. That'll be a fun one-on-one contest. And then you think to yourself, oh yeah, Saturday is Samoa Joe versus Juice Robinson. This is where it's going to get difficult for Samoa. Now, again, I saw this on my timeline. As you mentioned, Tony Khan did a media call, and he said, hey, well, I'll talk about the TV deal after the pay-per-view. Whatever we got to do. I hope Ring of Honor gets a TV show, because you're going to run into this problem every single time.
Yeah, he gave every indication that he said we'll talk about it afterwards, because they're going to debut during that thing that they've got a TV deal, right? Like, he's playing coy about it, but so. That's the idea, I think. And he said that they're going to reduce the ROH exposure on AEW so as not to muddy the waters. Well, bro, you already did that, but thanks for correcting the problem. right? Because we've bitched about
Yeah.
that for quite a bit.
And let's give him a little bit of credit here. And maybe I'm a Tony Khan apologist. Call me whatever you want. I don't care. I probably don't like you anyhow. But
Bitch.
Sure. Been called worse. But for one thing that I will say that Tony Khan should get more credit about is he hears criticism and he course corrects. It may not be the smoothest thing in the world, but he will say, okay, like you're tired of the Ring of Honor people? I'm getting a TV deal, right? And so we have been trained from the other company.
Sometimes he overcorrects.
That when we don't like them.
Right? But,
well, and I mean, you know, but you got to figure it out, right?
Nobody's perfect.
But we have been trained. Yeah. But we have been trained by the other company that fuck you. You're going to like it. We're just going to do it to spite you. Fuck you. Take it. Take it. You know?
Vince McMahon famously had phrases saying like the people don't know what they want, right? Like it just,
right.
But here, he'll say like, oh, you don't like the ROH? It's gone. Good news, I just bought Impact. You'd be like, no, God, please, hey, slow down.
Right.
Yeah, he's a little overeager sometimes, but he does hear it because he is ultimately at heart, he is a pro wrestling fan who realized, hey, I could make a pro wrestling company because I'm rich.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, if you made one of us rich, we might be a little bit all over the place too, being like, let's do this because I wanna. And then you go, yeah. I mean, not us. Us.
Yeah,
the royal, the table nation, us.
I understand.
Them, us.
So yeah,
not us.
We leave that segment again with Joe walking away and Wardlow flexing on him. I'll say this also. Samoa Joe's been champ for what? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Wardlow was champ for a couple months. Joe's already done more.
Yeah.
With calling himself the king of television and doing all of these things than Wardlow. And again, it's easier to be a heel, right? You can do more things and be a little
Samoa
bit
Joe's
more fun.
well more experienced and been there, done that. You know, we're watching Wardlow grow live. But he's doing it slow.
And here's the other thing though that I will say. Wardlow is very strong. Wardlow is physically impressive. But Wardlow is not the biggest guy in the world. And when Samoa Joe dwarfs him, it's hard for you to tell me the monster Wardlow when it was like the guy that weighs 30 pounds less than Joe.
Yeah, that's the thing is, yes, he looks like a formidable bouncer, right? Like if you bring him around here, but when you go to the land of the giants, you know, he is very in shape, right? He's got big pecs where big pecs are supposed to be for his body size. But next to, you know, a Brian Cage, suddenly you're like, oh, he doesn't look as big, right? Like he looked way bigger next to MJF than he does to Samoa Joe, right? Which of course everybody does, but you get what I'm saying here is that, he's sold as Brock Lesnar.
When he stands next to Billy Gunn, but then when he stands next to Billy Gunn, it's like, can Billy Gunn fight for me? I'd rather that guy. He's 56, but I'm still picking him.
Right.
And imagine and I'm not trying to bury the guy here, but imagine Wardlow standing next to Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
And Randy Orton isn't the monster killer. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So maybe repackage Wardlow a little bit than just roar. But I've been wrong in the past. One of my favorite pro wrestlers was a roar gar, and he was 5'2". It was Taz.
Yeah, but sometimes it's maybe you start with this because we can handle this, and then we'll get some subtlety added in later after he can walk and chew gum at the same time. Not that he's a dumb guy. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
In the pro wrestling world,